So, a few weeks ago, one of my neighbors, someone who actually lives just down the road from me here in this corner of the Creuse, reached out and asked if I'd be willing to feature their property on the channel. And I said yes, absolutely. But then I thought, why stop there? Because the truth is, Clugnat and the villages nearby are having a bit of a moment on the property market. There are several genuinely interesting houses for sale right now at prices that would make most people in the UK, in America, in Australia stop and blink twice. And I thought, I live here. I know what this area is actually like. I can give you a real picture that a real estate listing simply cannot. So today I'm going to walk you through 5 properties currently on the market within a few kilometers of where I'm sitting right now. Different price points, different conditions, different possibilities. I'll give you the honest picture on each one, and links for all of them will be in the description below. Let's start. This first property is exactly the kind of place I dreamed about when I moved to the Creuse. And if you've ever wanted a proper French stone cottage that's genuinely ready to live in, this might be your answer. Sitting in a quiet hamlet about 15 minutes from Boussac, this south-facing cottage has a vaulted cellar under the whole house, which tells you right away that it's old, it's solid, and it was built to last. On the ground floor, you've got a cozy living room with a wood-burning stove and a fitted kitchen. Head upstairs, and there's a bedroom with an adjoining shower room. And then, here's what I really like. There's a separate annex attached to the house at ground level, with a second bedroom, its own shower room with toilet, and a good-sized hallway with laundry space. That annex layout is perfect if you ever want to host family, or eventually rent it as a gîte. The garden is about 1,300 square meters, attached right to the house, and there's a new septic tank installed. At 69,500 euros, this is what move-in ready looks like in the Creuse. Links are in the description. This next one is a proper village house, 3 stories of stone, sitting semi-detached in the heart of Clugnat, with its own walled garden out back and a collection of outbuildings that would make any homesteader very happy. Let me walk you through it. On the ground floor, you come in through a large kitchen, 18 square meters, with a sink, a flue set up for a stove, and a built-in cupboard. Then there's a genuinely beautiful 30 square meter living room, bright and spacious, plus a boiler room and a hallway leading up to the first floor or out to the garden. Upstairs, there are 3 bedrooms, 15, 17, and 10 square meters, a bathroom with a shower, bidet, and sink, and a separate toilet. Above that, a 30 square meter attic with excellent ceiling height, which could be converted into additional living space or a studio. Now, the outbuildings are really where this property gets interesting. There's a barn with a stable, a workshop with a concrete floor, and a carport large enough for a motorhome or caravan. The garden, 931 square meters, is accessed through a metal gate or directly from the house. Yes, it needs some renovation work. The windows are single glazed upstairs, the oil boiler is old, and the energy rating is an F. But at 48,400 euros, with all that space and those bones, you have extraordinary potential here. Find the listing through the link in the description. Now, if you're coming to the Creuse with a larger family, or you're thinking about a bed and breakfast or chambre d'hôte operation, this next property is the one to pay attention to. It's a substantial country home, 203 square meters of habitable space, with 5 or 6 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, 3 water closets, and over 3,000 square meters of grounds. And it's already set up like a dual household, which is practical and clever. 1 wing on the left of the entry hall, 1 wing on the right, each with their own living room with pellet stoves, their own feel. The owners have been using part of it as a year-round accommodation and the other part as a chambre d'hôte. The main wing has a large salon, a pellet stove, and a staircase leading to the primary bedroom suite with an ensuite bathroom. The other side has a kitchen, a dining room, a second salon, also with a pellet stove, and French doors leading out to the courtyard. Upstairs from there, you have 4 good-sized bedrooms and a full bathroom with tub, shower, bidet, and water closet. Outside, there's a wooden terrace, an above-ground pool, and 2 additional outbuildings that could potentially be converted to jeets, although you'd need planning permission for that, so factor that in. It's 15 minutes from Boussac, 7 kilometers from Chateau Bellevue, with its lake, bar, and restaurant. At 185,000 euros, this is the property that comes with a business model already sketched in. Link is below. This is one for the renovators, and I say that as someone who lives in a renovation project. So I have complete respect for anyone who sees the possibilities in a house that needs work. It's a townhouse right in Clugnat, kitty corner across the street from me. 3 bedrooms, 92 square meters, connected to the main drainage. The ground floor has a living room with an open plan kitchen, a pantry, an office, and a shower room with water closet. Upstairs are the 3 bedrooms, with an attic above. Here's what's interesting. Someone had already started modernizing this house. The ground floor windows are double glazed with electric roller shutters. There's an air-to-air heat pump installed, which means reversible heating and cooling, not nothing. The front door has a security roller shutter. Yes, the upstairs windows are still single glazed in places. Yes, it needs work, but the energy rating is a C, which is actually decent for a Creuse village house, and at 45,000 to 500, with mains drainage already sorted, you are not starting from zero. You're starting from a foundation that someone else has already put thought into. Small plot, 133 square meters. So this is a village house, not a farmstead. But for someone who wants to be in the village center and is handy with a paintbrush and a plan, this is genuinely affordable entry into French country life. Details in the description. And finally, the big one. This is the property for someone with vision and patience and a genuine appetite for a project. It's a large village house in Clugnat, currently mid-renovation, with 196 square meters of habitable space, nearly 3,000 square meters of fenced, wooded grounds, connected to the mains drainage, a cellar, and then outside a separate studio, a lean-to, a workshop, and a barn. That's a full complement of Outbuildings. The listing describes multiple living areas and bedrooms already in place, with enough space that you could realistically create up to 4 properly sized apartments. Or, if you're thinking hospitality, multiple suites for a bed and B. The convertible attic adds even more potential above. Now, I want to be honest with you the way I'd want someone to be honest with me. This is a renovation project. Mid-renovation means it's not finished. You'll want to arrange a viewing and go through it room by room before you make any decisions. But at 135,000 euros, with a barn, a live-in studio, a workshop, nearly 3,000 square meters of grounds, and the bones of something that could be extraordinary, this is the kind of property that rewards the right person enormously. If that person is you, the link is in the description.